Nigerians are hungry, angry, and are hitting the street. And Atiku Abubakar is asking Tinubu to step down. Honorable burst into tears while reporting the murder of monarchs and kidnap of students and teachers in it. And someone is accusing AFCON of being corrupt. Tinubu should step down, says Atiku Abubakar. Nigerians are complaining over the cost of living. From the pepper seller to the tech bro, the entrepreneur, the 9-to-5er, everyone can agree on one fact. Nigerians are angry. The country is in urgent need of saving. Have you guys seen the dollar to naira rates? Like, have you seen the way it's climbing every single day? People can no longer afford the basic necessities of life. The cost of living is rising. Food and transportation prices are rising. And yet, the minimum wage has refused to increase. Kidnappers are stalking our roads. Bandits are terrorizing our villages. And the government, where are they? It seems as if the volume is on mute. Nigerians have now taken to social media to air their grievances on the state of the country. And in light of this, former Vice President and 2023 presidential aspirant Alhaji Atiku Abubakar took to social media to call on President Tinubu to step up or step down. He went on his X profile saying that Nigeria does not need another tourist in chief. The country needs someone that can lead 247, not someone that is going to jet to Paris while the house is on fire. Atiku also buttressed his point by pointing out that President Tinubu's private trip to Paris in the middle of the country's insecurity and economic crisis is not really it. The president is currently on a private trip to Paris and is expected to be back the first week of February. Now, here is my issue with this. When you're the president-in-chief of a country, the workload is a lot and the expectations of your obligations to the country is a lot. Nigeria is really going through a hard time. Like, yes, we're always going through a hard time, but right now, the last 2 to 3 weeks has been causing a lot of anxiety. You guys know because I've been reporting what's been happening in our nation right here on The Scoop. We've been seeing it as a community. We understand what's happening. Whether it's kidnappings, whether it's the naira to dollar rate going up, whether it's the fact that there's no safety in our communities. It's a lot. The last few weeks, people have been talking about the price of food, the price of 1 carton of Indomie, the price of a bag of rice, the price of 1 egg, the price of pure water. These are things that someone needs to basically live every day, and people are unable to afford it. And our president is not in town. It doesn't feel like he cares, right? So when people are calling out the president, we're saying, sir, what are your plans? How are you addressing these issues? Meanwhile, in Ekiti, another kidnapping has happened and also a tragedy of death. On Monday, monarchs returning from a council meeting were ambushed by kidnappers in Ikole, Ekiti, resulting in the tragic death of the Onimojo of Imojo, Ekiti, Oba Olatunji Samuel Olushola, and the Eleshu of Eshu, Ekiti, Oba David Babatunde Ogunshola. These monarchs were killed. Other monarchs sustained life-threatening injuries in the attack. Then, in a disturbing turn of events, a few hours after the murder of these monarchs, 10 individuals, including 6 school children, 3 teachers, and a bus driver have been kidnapped. We don't know if it's the same group, but the gravity of the situation is really serious. To the point where a member of the House of Reps for Ekiti State, Akin Rotimi, he burst into tears during the plenary session.
The House also mandates the House Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report back to the House.
Very emotional from the spokesperson of the House.
He was sobbing so hard that he couldn't even finish what he was saying, and other members had to come and console him. Honorable Motiri moved the motion calling for security intervention to cut this criminality in the bud. The House of Rep also reached a conclusion that they will urge the Chief of Army Staff to deploy soldiers to the outposts in the midst of all these attacks that have been happening. This kidnapping issue is getting worse and worse. It's no longer, oh, it's in the north, oh, it's here, it's not affecting us. It's actually becoming a nuisance in our society. When did Nigeria become this unsafe that school children cannot go to school and come back? You guys realize the gravity of situations like this, right? In places like Ekiti, if they feel like their school children cannot go to school and come back, people are going to stop sending their kids to school. It's actually going to cause an education crisis. I really want to see what our security operatives are going to do about the situation and how they're going to step in to address the situation that's happening in Ekiti. These kidnappers, they are not James Bond. These guys are just everyday people that are seeking an opportunity because they've seen that there's a gap and that security agents are not doing their work. When you arrest one or two of them and you send them for life in prison, or you decide that you're going to give them the death penalty, do you think that they're going to continue? They will stop. You need to show the kidnappers that there are serious consequences for their actions. How can school children be going to school and they are unable to feel safe? I mean, come on now. What are we saying? This is Nigeria. We're not in a war zone. Or are we? Seems as if the Senegalese players think AFCON is corrupt, or at least one of them. Maybe they're just finding it hard to accept their defeat of the AFCON game. And, I mentioned yesterday that the AFCON cup holder, Senegal, they were sent packing by Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast won that game 5-4 through penalties after both teams ended the game in a tie. But one Senegalese winger is not accepting this defeat and is outrightly calling the African football body corrupt. The Monaco player, Keprin Diatta, criticized the center referee, the video assistant referee, and the CAF staff in the mixed zone for not awarding Senegal a penalty. Diatta, during his outburst, said AFCON should keep their cup. Apparently, when Senegal won the last tournament, AFCON was squeaky clean, their goals were valid, and everything was okay. But as soon as they've been sent packing, oh boy, all of a sudden the whole continent is rigged. Is that so? Talk about convenient amnesia, right? And I really think this is funny because, his team won the AFCON last tournament and they didn't say anything about this.
As Mane swings in across a little bit of space in the box, struck hard and into the back of the net. Ahead of him, and here is Kwame. If he can get the touch right, he can't, but it won't matter, surely. That's a penalty to over against Mendy. And he finds...
Thankfully, football now has technology like VAR, and it makes it easy for errors to be spotted, allowing everyone to get a fair chance. Look, I get it, losing sucks, we've all been there, but accusing the whole continent of cheating because your team choked under pressure, it's not cute. Diatta, take a deep breath. It's okay. It's just football. It's a tournament. There will be other games. Breathe, my guy. Breathe. Anyway, some people might have a differing opinion. Are you taking sides with Diatta? Do you actually think that CAF was being unfair to the Senegalese team? If you do think so, I want to hear you. Do you think that the referee should have awarded them a penalty? Maybe you think so. Comment down below. Let's hear what you have to say. Don't forget that you can follow the whole AFCON tournament right here on the Scooper app, because we have live commentary where we'll be sharing play by play on exactly what's happening on the match. And of course, we're all rooting for our next team, Nigeria, Angola. Are you guys ready? What are your predictions? What do you think the score is going to be? Comment down below as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.